In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful. Let us take you through a tour of our main kitchen in Bangalore. This presentation is to take you through the meticulous manner in which the food that we pack and distribute is prepared, as well as the steps and measures that we take to ensure cleanliness, hygiene, and social distancing. We have attempted to make sure that the best of spices, the best of ingredients go into making the food that we distribute. We ensure that all the greens and the vegetables that go into making of the pilau are fresh and bought newly from the market. The kitchen is equipped with all the necessary tools and implements that will help ease the process of cooking the food. We ensure that the quality of rice that is used is of the optimum brand and optimum quality, not compromising by offering cheap quality rice which we would not ourselves consume. Even though cooking starts very early in the morning, the warm summer months are a big test for the cooks who have to brave the heat. The yakhni or the korma is the essence of the pilau. It is made with measurements that are best known to the most experienced of chefs. And it is this fine balance of spices with vegetables and chilies and all else that goes to make the pilau a heavenly dish. It takes 4 large cauldrons to cook the amount of rice that we normally do on an average day. That is about 250 kilos or 6.5 man, as they call it in Bangalore. In about 2 hours, the entire process is completed and the entire kitchen is filled with an heavenly aroma. Being a purpose-built kitchen, we have all the tools and equipment that are necessary to move the huge cauldrons around so that when the cooking is over, the cauldrons are moved to that area from where now the food packets are begun to be filled in. As soon as the pilau now starts to cool, the whole team gets engaged in packing the pilau into those clean silver foils that we have ready to be used for distribution. Packing the food into close to 2,500 packs is no mean task. Every hand is put to use and it takes a good 2 hours to complete the entire packing. Once the packing is completed, the packs are sorted depending on the areas to which they are to be distributed. In certain places, we distribute 200, in certain 300, in certain 100. So they are appropriately sorted and kept ready so that when the volunteers come, they are given depending on their need. Once the packing is ready, the volunteers go about making a double check. They weigh the packages and they arrive at what is called an average weight per package, which by industry standards, we are told is much bigger than what is normally distributed to the poor. We have been consistently maintaining the weight at about 380 to 400 grams, sometimes even more, just to make sure that when a meal reaches a person, he should be able to share it with a child as well. So we count not just the packages, but we also count the amount of kilos of rice that is being cooked. And as in how the volunteers come to collect their share, they are ticked off against names that are being already entered over there. This is one of our, shall we say, a quality and quantity check whiteboard. Anybody is welcome to come and see how all this process takes place and how we maintain a proper count so that there is no exaggeration from our side. Our nation volunteers are very cognizant of the need to maintain hygiene, the need to maintain distance, and the need to keep people in check and not allow those who are unauthorized to cross beyond a certain limit. Every so often, we invite Dr. Tanveer, who stays in the neighborhood, to come and lecture to the volunteers as well as the cooking staff on the need to wear masks and the need to clean hands and then on the need to maintain social distancing.
उम्दा काम, बहुत ही बड़ा काम ले रहे हैं। जन्नत की वरासत के लिए अल्लाह के रसूल की हदीस है, अतइमुत तआम वफ्शुस सलाम, खाना खिलाओ, सलाम को फैलाओ, जन्नत की वरासत में हासिल है। इतना बड़ा जब काम कर रहे हैं, अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह, अल्लाह ताला इसको कबूल करे। ये काम के साथ साथ जो है, चूंकि करने का वजह यही है कि सारी दुनिया लॉकडाउन के अंदर है, लोग परेशान हैं, खाने को खाना नहीं मिल रहा है, उसमें आप हजरत की कुर्बानी जो फजर से तुम्हारा चूल्हा चालू हो जाए। जब इतनी मेहनत हो रही है, हमारी आपको जो है एक दरख्वास्त है कि चंद प्रिवेंटिव मेजर्स हैं, हिफाजती तदबीर हैं, उसको इख्तियार कर लिया तो उसमें तुम्हारी भी हिफाजत है, तुम्हारे खानदान वालों की, तुम्हारे घर वालों की हिफाजत, और आपस में जो है बीमारी फैलने से एक चंद बेसिक स्टेप्स हैं। बेसिक स्टेप्स में क्या है, ये पहले अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह हमारे जो लोग मुंतज़िमीन हैं वो बना कर दिए थे आपको टेबल्स अलग अलग डाल। उसकी वजह क्या थी भाई, ज़रा दूर दूर खड़ो। दूसरा क्या है, मास्क का पहन, मास्क को पहन करना बहुत ज़रूरी है, मास्क को निकालने को ज़रा आदत बना ली। तीसरा, हाथों की सफाई का ख्याल रखें। ये चार चीज़ें, सोशल डिस्टेंसिंग है, मास्क है, हाथों की सफाई है, और जो है छींकने खांसते वक्त जो है एटिकेट्स मेंटेन करना। इतना कर लिए बोले तो बड़ी आसानी हो जाती है। हमारे खालिद बेबी, जकी बेबी वो सिस्टम बना कर देती, आपस में करीब नहीं आना करते। इससे ज़रा अल्लाह के वास्ते एक तो बीमारी दूर नहीं है, करीब ही है, हिफाजत इख्तियार करें इंशाल्लाह। हम नहीं चाहते कि इतना बड़ा कुर्बानी का अमला जो है किसी का भी नुकसान पहुँचे, इनकी वजह से नुकसान पहुँचे। कर लेंगे इंशाल्लाह। क्या कि डाउट रहा तो पूछ कर क्लैरिफाई कर रहा हूँ। साफ है ना सब कुछ? ठीक है, जज़ाकल्लाह।
By around 11 a.m., the volunteers start trooping in one after the other to collect their share of the food packets that they are distributing from the last 20-25 days in designated areas. This is Nasreen Taj and her husband who make their presence felt every morning in the Our Nation main kitchen to collect food packets as well as dry rations to be distributed among the most needy in and around the neighborhood. Some of our volunteers have their own cars, but a good number of them come on their two-wheelers. We call them those magnificent men and their flying machines. They precariously balance the food packets on their vehicles and braving the hot sun as well as certain recalcitrant policemen, they happen to reach their targets and distribute the food by around 2:30 p.m. It's about time for all of us, the cooking staff, the volunteers, the organizers, to now go home and have their own meal. We take this opportunity to thank Mr. Ayaz Adam, who can really be considered as the pillar of our nation kitchen. He has allowed us use of the entire infrastructure, and he has pressed into service his own staff to ensure that our volunteers are not overstretched. It is his generosity that has helped us. You have been wondering how you could participate in this entire noble mission. The details are mentioned over here. Feel free to contact us for any other details that you may need. Our bank account has been specified here. You may kindly remit your donations directly to the bank. Thank you very much. Wa jazakum Allahu khairan.